If you spend any time online, particularly in certain social media circles, you may have come across the names Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue. Whether it's viral tweets, extreme challenges, or their unconventional career choices, these two have carved out a hole for themselves on the internet's bathroom door. But while some see it as savvy entrepreneurs taking advantage of modern platforms, the majority argue that they epitomise the very worst aspects of internet fame: clout chasing, controversy baiting, and blurring the ethical lines for financial gain. A year ago, I made a video about Onlyfans creators infiltrating football clubs and their fan bases. However, since that video has been released, the aforementioned duo has blown anything that could be considered morally questionable in that video out the fucking window. Both Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue started their careers in relatively normal ways. Lily built up her following through a mix of lifestyle blogging, which quickly pivoted when she realised controversy equaled engagement.
Well, I started when I was at university, very tame stuff, hand bras, underwear, things like that. Because I was at university, I was like, I'm being a anyway, could make a little bit of money.
Bonnie, on the other hand, transitioned from a corporate background.
So basically, I used to work in recruitment. I was bored of living the 9 to 5, just doing the average life. And I was like, I'm going to give this a go. Started off doing cabin for about 2 weeks, you know, when you sort of online speaking to people. And yeah, like they gave me the confidence, like having hundreds of people coming on a website saying, oh, you're beautiful, or like wanting to see more videos of me. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I'll try Onlyfans.
What set these creators apart from other influencers was their willingness to embrace controversy, not just a byproduct of their content, but as a deliberate marketing strategy. Whether it was provocative statements, staged Twitter beef, or capitalizing on trending scandals, both figures managed to stay relevant by ensuring they were always in the conversation, regardless if it was good or bad. This string of press really began when Bonnie Blue went on a world tour of shagging borderline legal teens, first hitting the headlines when she travelled to the Gold Coast of Australia, where she slept with dozens of 18-year-old boys in the first weekend of the schoolie celebrations. This stunt was followed by her travelling to Cancun for spring break, documenting herself with 120 students in 3 weeks. After wiping herself down, she then attended Freshers Week at Nottingham University, where she slept with 137 teenagers, lecturers and grandparents. The most insane part is that around the uni's campus, Bonnie employed her parents to hand out flyers urging students to bonk their daughter.
Yes, it's definitely like no daddy issues. Like people think if you do this job, like, my gosh, you must have had a troubled background. Like that was not the case. Very normal family.
Because I've seen that your dad is actually really supportive and he goes out handing out flyers for you and
my
stuff.
mum and dad, it's like a family business. Honestly, they love it. So my mum sort of helps me with my social media, and my dad works in like a welding company. My mum said to me once as a kid, she was like, don't be the town bike, because you know I was sleeping around. Like, but now me being a bike has paid for our bills.
Having your parents help as personal assistants for getting ragged by loads of blokes is a move that divided public opinion, with some seeing it as a clever way to manage her business, while others viewed it as an uncomfortable example of blurred boundaries in influencer culture. When does personal management become personal exploitation? Just when you thought it couldn't get any more insane, around the same time, Lily gained worldwide attention by sleeping with 100 men over a 24-hour period for her Onlyfans page. Despite being close friends, to promote the event, a storyline was created where Bonnie Blue beefed Lily for stealing her idea of setting records. This was then followed by a documentary by YouTuber Josh Peters titled "I Slept with 100 Men in One Day." The video covered the entire event, looking at the reality of Lily's situation to the equally insane determination of Lily and her staff to make the feat possible.
How are you feeling?
Nervous, no, excited. It's nice to actually meet the boys because it puts you at ease a bit.
Just weird. Like, that's all I can describe it as. It's just so weird. Like, Lily seemed a bit more nervous than she seemed throughout this. No one, including Lily's team of assistants, seemed to have much of a plan in place for the day.
She's been in there all day, and we've just like chucked her in the shower. She's took it like a champ. She's done so well. Every time I've said, are you okay? Do you need a breather? She's like, no, bring the next guy in.
I think it was when it was only like 40 and I was like, I'm not even halfway yet. And 40 is still a lot of people. Like, imagine 40 people and be like, I'm not even halfway, like, done.
The documentary gained millions of views overnight and broke into the headlines and the American consciousness, sparking heated debate on ethical lines in digital content. Despite facing criticism, Lily defended her actions, viewing them as a form of sexual liberation and empowerment.
So on Saturday, I got run through by 101 guys. Now, I've had a lot of backlash so far about it, and I've seen some of the videos and I see your side. Like, I am not trying to encourage other girls to be doing doing that like if they don't want to and feel like they have to do that. But my side is like, I'm just a girl trying to enjoy myself, trying to have fun, trying to make some content for you all, trying to get my bag. Like, this is fun to me, this is what I enjoy, no one is forcing me to do this. And I feel like we're going back in time to where women are getting shamed for being a sluzzer.
However, later in the documentary, a clip of Lily crying was clipped up and went viral, sparking concern about her well-being.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah, just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay. Just take
1 minute. I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just, sometimes you like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all.
After the clip of Lily crying went viral, people became concerned about her well-being and was interviewed about it.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was fucking easy, but I don't think I was traumatized from it at all. I think as well, obviously from what you might have seen from the documentary, the good points I talked about was also very much cut out. You know, at the end of the day, they're there to tell a narrative, and that's kind of the narrative that they went for, is like, this seems like a sad girl, and I don't want people to pity me or feel sorry for me. This is what I chose to do.
The men involved in the documentary were also a major talking point. Many were either unaware of the full context or were drawn in by the prospect of internet fame. Some saw it as an empowering moment of sexual freedom.
This gonna has to be the most expensive shag ever.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
200 to get tested, 250 for the flight, maybe 800.
£800 and worth it?
Yes.
While others later expressed their regret, realizing they had been used as props in an influencer's marketing strategy. Because these two have raised the bar so high in terms of shock value and utter outrage, when Bonnie Blue tried to continue her world tour in November 2024, she was deported from Fiji for trying to film content in a schoolies hotspot. A statement was then released by Fiji's tourism minister, which read, "It is understood that she is joined by another adult actress, Annie Knight, to offer free and delicate favours to young men who are 18 years old in Fiji. The Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation will support any move by the Ministry of Home Affairs to cancel her visa, irrespective whether she is yet or has entered Fiji, according to law. These individuals are harmful to the image of Fiji as a tourist destination." However, when she returned to Australia from Fiji for the concluding episode of her world tour, a petition of more than 20,000 signatures was signed to cancel Bonnie's visa. The Australian government subsequently cancelled her 12-month visitor visa after she voiced other plans to undertake paid work. Bonnie's antics would also have a chain reaction of severe consequences for a gambling company. In early 2025, a promo video for Stake, which featured Bonnie, caused the UK's Gambling Commission to initiate an investigation into Stake's advertising practices. As a result, Stake decided to surrender its gambling license and announce its plans to cease its operations. This ultimately meant that impacted the sponsorship agreements with Everton Football Club, which had previously instructed Stake not to use club imagery in promotions. What made it even worse was that the next week, Bonnie took part in the most controversial challenge yet, sleeping with 1,000 men in 24 hours. Executing an event of this magnitude required her to assemble a production team, security personnel, medical professionals, and content managers to oversee the operation. To manage the sheer influx of participants, which mainly consisted of fans and men in the adult industry, an application system via email was set up, which apparently required ID and waivers to be signed in advance. Like a doctor's office, they were then given a rotating time slot to ensure that it was as streamlined and safe as possible. Just meeting the 1,000-man goal apparently required a speed of 42 men per hour.
The logistics of it, honestly, it was crazy.
A few men reported feeling pressure to perform due to the nature of the event, where social validation, online clout, and the sheer spectacle made it difficult to back out once inside the venue. Videos started getting leaked of the event online, which led to memeing, outrage, and the attention of mainstream media once again, condemning the event as exploitative and emblematic of extremes to which influencers are willing to go for engagement.
Like, this is what frustrates me. I see so many articles and people saying, "Oh, those men are disgusting, they're horrible." I'm like, you've not met a single person in that queue, so who are you to judge them or say, oh, they're disgusting?
Even within the adult industry, the reactions were mixed, with some creators applauding Bonnie's willingness to push boundaries, while others called it reckless and harmful content, which creates questions around the ethics. But what's even more insane is that we've unlocked OnlyFans creators thinking that one is morally higher than the other.
How many people have messaged me, Bonnie, saying, oh, like, do you hate Bonnie? Oh, like, Bonnie's asked if you hate her. Like, blah, 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 blah. I will clear it up for you. We're talking about me saying that you don't have any morals, which is absolutely fine. It's very true. When I said you didn't have any morals, it actually has nothing to do with the fact that you're, like, giving yourself away to 18-year-olds. It has nothing to do with that. I say damage your body however you want. First, I thought maybe you were just very silly and just, like, didn't have a lot going on up here when you accepted the marketing tool of red pill ideology after knowing full well that there was a guy unaliving women in Melbourne, and then you used that on Jackie O for leverage to get fans, knowing full well that that was in Australian news. We all know that there's categories that you have to fulfill and there's things that you have to do when you're in the corn industry. Anyway, I've got to go and enjoy my very valid visa. I'd asked you to come to Australia, but it looks like you can't.
Other people claim that Bonnie actually faked the 1,000-man stunt, including retired adult star Jasmine Sinclair, who broke the original world record 3 decades ago by sleeping with 300 men. She said, "No numbers in this thing are correct. They're just pulling things out of our playbooks, but it doesn't seem to stick the same now." Although it sounds like an old sports legend jealous of the new generation stealing her jersey, OnlyFans themselves refused to let her upload the content to their site, stating, "We do not allow a large number of non-OnlyFans creators to be featured on an account, even where release forms have been provided." Shortly after this, internet detectives revealed that Bonnie actually had a husband, getting married in 2022 to her childhood sweetheart. It was apparently her husband Ollie who encouraged her to get into her controversial career. However, the couple apparently split before she engaged in any stunts, and still works on the team overlooking things. This information hitting the internet was then followed by finding out that both Lily and Bonnie were apparently pregnant. People went absolutely mental. Memes, commentary, think pieces. Somehow, these people have become so famous that people are waiting on the newest piece of gossip or sexual endeavour to be shocked over. But of course, this was just another stunt. They both once again faced backlash, with some people arguing that it was disrespectful to people struggling with infertility issues. Bonnie, as a result, stated that she faked her pregnancy so that she could pay for someone's IVF treatment.
No, I am not pregnant. Yes, I have hinted at it. And the reason being is I'm going to use the media attention and the extra income I have had over the last few days because I want to pay for somebody's IVF journey. Paying for someone's IVF journey is something I'm passionate about, something I want to do, and something that's going to be good to do with my money.
Lily and Bonnie create more questions and debate than they deserve credit for. They have basically become the corn version of Mr. Beast, taking part in extreme challenges to create outrageous headlines. Although genius marketing from their twisted perspective, it's a reflection of modern internet culture, where the lines between personal boundaries, entertainment and ethics are constantly shifting. When does personal autonomy cross into exploitation? And perhaps most importantly, what does the overwhelming public fascination with their challenges say about society's evolving relationship with sex, power and internet fame? It took extensive research to make this video, so I really do appreciate you watching this video. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials at Phat Mima, like, subscribe and comment below what you want to see next.